When Sam came to me for help, I wasn't gonna say no. He'd always been more the lone wolf type, and he needed a little reminder on the value of sticking your neck out. After the fun and games at the monument, Sam headed to White Box. The goons who bought the place had already gotten what they wanted out of it and were moving it off-site. But he didn't care what they were taking out. He wanted to get in. Not that a double-walled EMP containment structure has a lot of back doors. He just needed one.
And welcome back. We are today joining Sam as he's invading the White Box facility. We've already heard that Black Arrow is now doing their corporate security, and that's not usually what they do. I don't think it's very often that that PMCs actually provide private security. Also, you saw there, I am now going to cut out most of my weapon stash trips. You guys have seen that enough. There's really not much left to do on those. And of course, we are at, I guess this is the back entrance, and they decided one guard is enough for a place that has military equipment. Isn't that awesome? One well-placed shot and he's dead. And of course, he's listening to terrible fucking music. And here comes a conversation, so I'll shut up for a second.
So, Vic, how do I get in this box?
Look for an industrial air exchanger on the side of the building. Breach it, then go for their security monitoring setup downstairs. Your next objective should be easy to pick out once you've accessed the camera feeds.
Famous last words.
So we're here. This area is probably not important. We'll never be back here, I'm guessing. Also, this level is notable. It's a pretty fun level, first of all. Let me cover that. And it is notable for finally getting back to actual story rather than just meeting Vic and, you know, getting equipment. Basically, what we've been doing has been killing a lot of time. And since the airfield, we haven't had any real plot development. That's why in the second post I haven't updated any of the characters in 2 updates, and it's pretty bad. But, so we're climbing up this wall, doing our parkour to get up there, and gonna go in. I guess basically the idea is don't put pipes on a building if you don't want Sam Fisher in there. I don't know. Door's locked, so we gotta get in another way. But like I said, this is a pretty fun level. It has a few challenging parts. It's probably the first level with any real challenge other than the fact that the Iraq level really doesn't have a good control scheme for that style of game. But this is the first level with that I've ever had any real difficulties with. I was looking around for guards there. This is also finally, we have all our gadgets throughout this level. I think later on we do pick up flashbangs. And I think I do show off all of them. I'm not sure if I use flashbangs in this run-through, but I show off most of them at least. So we'll get to see a lot of the gadgets that show up for the first time. Also in this level, if I had managed to figure out that I could download the extras for free, then I would also have proximity mines, but I am apparently stupid and did not realize they were free, so I don't have those till much later in the game. You have here what almost feels like an old Splinter Cell game. I mean, you can't kill any of the scientists walking around. I don't know if they can be alerted to your presence. I've never gotten caught by them, so I would assume not. But I've always played it very safe and tried not to get caught by them anyway. I mean, getting caught by a scientist would be kind of embarrassing. And of course I'm shooting out the lights because of that. Also, come to think of it, we haven't heard about Sarah at any point in the past couple of levels. I mean, other than passing mentions. I don't think that's going to come up at all this level. I don't plan out my commentary at all. So, yeah. We're just heading in. There's the security room. Clearly labeled in our nice neon signs. You could go in that door, but that's just silly. Why would Sam Fisher go in that door? And here you're going to see me have problems with this stupid light. Nice shot of his foot. He wears nice sneakers, doesn't he? So we're gonna go up, we're gonna drop down, and you've seen all this sort of stuff.
But I bet it's Fisher again.
Why would it be a scientist's experiment? I know I'm nitpicking on what they're saying. Why would it be a scientist's experiment to turn off that light? And that's the whole room. We have killed 4 guards, and we've gotten to their security system. Here we have a few Easter egg conversations, kind of, seeing what the scientists say, and I will shut up during this whole sequence so you guys can hear them.
On the bright side, coffee's gotten better.
Let's see. Armed guards posted throughout the building versus an espresso machine. What wins?
Oh, grow up. We got bought out, and the new owners brought in their private security. It happens all the time, particularly with projects at this security clearance.
I just don't trust this Galliard guy. I mean, yeah, we got bought out and he didn't lay anybody off, but it still bothers me.
You just don't like the fact that his guy Robertson's holding all the data.
Exactly. We can't cross-reference, we can't collaborate. What's he doing with it?
Probably nothing. Maybe you better switch to decaf.
Ha ha. Very funny.
I'm telling you, we're not getting the amplification effect that we're looking for.
What about the readings on Run 1994? Robertson seemed keen on those.
Robertson isn't qualified to interpret the data, even if he is collecting all of it. I'm thinking those were statistical noise.
I think you're being too quick to dismiss the results.
I think I've been working here 18-hour days for the last month and a half, and I'm not going to wish cast results because I want to wrap up and go home.
Whatever. You're leaving half our results on the table.
We're meeting our deadline. Deal with it.
Come on, people. You said you'd be done 2 hours ago.
What? We're not working fast enough for you? You think you can tell me how to do my job? I'm going to tell Lucius Galliard that you are interfering in our work. What do you think about that?
You hear that?
I did. But what he doesn't realize... is that we work for Galliard, too.
You can't. You just...
I just did. Now you got a choice. Get back to work. Or you next.
Not this one. Need her at the Bravo site. You can have the other as long as it's useful. Finish and start final phase.
And the rest of the building.
Roll it all back.
What? You can't! This is unacceptable!
You! Keep Poindexter here working. I gotta clean up to supervise.
So there we meet two somewhat minor antagonists. We have Major Sean Robertson, the black guy that just walked away, rather. He is really not a huge threat, and you'll see later on why not. But he's worth noting. He's a pretty... I enjoy his characterization, even though, you know, this is only the second time he's showing up. I've enjoyed him. I didn't even realize that was Robertson for a while, though. I thought that the other guy, who's Colonel Jeremy Prentice, was actually Robertson, so clearly I am not that smart, apparently. But, so we met Robertson and Prentice. They're underlings, I guess, to Lucius Galliard. Was it Galliard? Is that how you pronounce it? Yes. Lucius Galliard, who they mentioned as well. Sorry for my moment of idiocy there. And he is the owner of both White Box and Black Arrow, and we'll be learning a little bit more about him, I think next level, so not a huge spoiler there. We're learning more about a villain, oh my god. But anyway, we're going to be basically seeing those sort of guys. Gonna keep a close tab on them, I guess. There's not much to say about them, though. On Robertson, actually, personally, I've always thought his characterization, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but he reminds me of the guy Mr. Fire from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. If you've seen the movie, Mr. Fire actually is never named. Neither of the assassins actually are. But he's the black one. And here we have another conversation I'll shut up for.
Don't kill me.
Answer my questions and we'll see. What are you working on that requires this kind of lockdown?
Electromagnetic pulse countermeasure stuff for DARPA, mostly. Or we were. Since Robertson got here, it's been all project-driven.
Robertson? What's his deal?
You mean besides letting Black Arrow take over the lab? He collects all the experimental data and wipes it off the rest of the systems. It's bad for workflow, and only he can see the big picture of what we're working on.
What about Lucius Galliard? Where does he fit in?
He's my boss, the owner of the company, and the guy who hired Black Arrow and Robertson to do security.
I'm thinking it might be a good idea to relieve Robertson of that data. Can you get me in?
I could get you into the elevator.
Good. Do it, then get out.
I think I'd rather stay. Some of my friends, they might need my help. Maybe I can...
Good luck.
And that was a nice conversation. Kind of provided a character we only see once. Kind of showed a nice human side to some of the people in Splinter Cell. And we're on an elevator up. I showed off there very briefly the two signs on the wall. I always think that's kind of a nice touch. That is something you'd have in a very largely military area. And here you'll see my poor cutting skills. He does not actually repeat help twice. I just cut to a second take and missed it. We have here an execution coming up. Oh, I spoiled it a couple of seconds early. And those four nice gentlemen are enemies, of course.
Fucking hell! Damn it!
I could have gotten a better angle and just executed all four, but screw that. That's not as fun.
Let's do this! Move it! Go, go, go!
And we're gonna have some fun watching this guy clip through the wall for a while. He's kind of stuck there, it seems. I get a kick out of this. He figured out doors. And that's it. That was me getting ammo and then deciding, hey, I don't want a shotgun. So here, I think I show it off. There's the window set here, yes. I don't show off the other office, but I could have actually jumped out and gone through the office, around the side, and gotten them through this window. No matter what way you go, you are not saving those scientists, unfortunately. It would... I wish they kind of gave you an opportunity, but I guess it's kind of showing off, hey, these guys are bad guys. So, yeah. Unlike in Splinter Cell at school, or whatever the hell Ghetto Homie called it. What the fuck? What is up with my audio? Oh. That wasn't my audio. Sorry. Someone apparently took a shot.
But it ain't gonna work.
So, Ghetto Homie 96, or whatever the hell his name was, I don't think he quite captured what Sam Fisher is all about. Because he was having him ready to kill students. That's not Sam Fisher. I am just playing around with these people a bit. I mentioned a lot in threads, like, red barrels are always explosive, but these guys I don't think are lethal, but you can shoot them. I don't know why I'm aiming at them for so damn long, and not taking the shot yet. Shoot him. There we go. I think that would stun him if he was right next to it. And apparently he figured out where I was from that one. I still don't quite understand that. And apparently the scientists are now mad scientists. They never shut up.
Nice try, asshole, but we ain't going in.
I really think that Penny Arcade comic got it the best with these guys. They never shut up. They see me.
No fucking way, not now.
I think I get cat and mouse here. Okay, I do not. I misremembered. I'm just checking out. For once, I'm actually making sure that there's no one there. But that should have at least been a rank of cat and mouse. I believe someone in the thread pointed out. I don't remember who it was. But cat and mouse is actually, if they're checking your last known position, you get a melee kill. I might have gotten it wrong. There is one where you're like 10 meters away from your last known position and
Sam, I know
you
you're
shoot
inside
them.
White Box. I can help. Just let me know when you reach Robertson's system.
So you heard everything. What a surprise. But now you're supposed to have good news about Sarah.
She's on the line. That's why I called. Make it quick.
Dad?
Sarah, is it you? Are you okay?
They told me you were dead, Dad. They told me that you'd been killed.
They told me the same thing about you.
Sorry, Sam. Time's up.
Graham.
Later. You've got work to do.
oh my god, Sarah's alive. I totally did not foreshadow that before. So yeah, Sarah's alive, and I paused. Okay. Apparently I missed that cut. Sorry about that. But now we know that Sarah's alive, and, well, I guess-ish. Apparently Grimm's people have her. That's what Grimm said, but still don't know if we can trust Grimm. And that should make bman in 2008 happy. I used the EMP the right way. Yeah, I remembered who you were.
Son of a bitch. Better come out now before I get really pissed off. I'm gonna catch whoever did this, I swear.
I also don't understand why this is like now like the Prince of Persia Warrior Within soundtrack. It's just doesn't fit into any Splinter Cell.
I promise. When I find him, he's dead. We've got to find whoever did this before someone else.
When do I start playing with the gadgets? I'm wondering. I don't remember. I know I do. I promise that. You already saw one of them. And see, you do get conditional on where you are. You get conditional kills when you use them as human shields. I do not get them enough as single player, but you see a lot of them from Orv in our multiplayer co-op playthrough, because I totally forgot about it till like this point, and then I still didn't use them enough. This area is actually interesting in that when you're in that glassed off area, you will actually activate lights. They are motion sensor, I guess. Excuse me. And when you get them, when you activate them, of course, they will know where to look for you because, you know, you turned on the lights. And here we see I'm playing with the sticky camera. Still one of my favorite objects. It's a lot of fun to use them, and it does alert people, which makes sense, because it's an explosion. There are a couple of levels. If you want a ghost, basically, you can never use an explosive, by the way, because that will actually somewhat make people, you know, walk towards you, because it's an explosion. There's really not much else to say about that. And these are nitrogen, as you can see, from that nice little
oh man, what the hell happened
barrel
here?
right next to me.
We've got an intruder. Find him and
And there I am using the EMP grenade the same way as the portable EMP. You happy, bman? I'm calling you out. I'm just playing around. So here I used human shields twice this level. And there you see Robertson. I didn't notice that my first playthrough, which is why I didn't realize he was Robertson, not Prentice. I'm having a hard time marking him through the computer. Now, before I mentioned that there was a point where I could have climbed out the window and gotten an execute from there, I do it here. And you see one guy in the back. He knows where I am. And of course, he walks right to it. You'd think that these guards, for trained military, would, you know, think through their actions before just doing them. But such is guards in games. They're not the smartest set. We're once again on the catwalks, as you can see, and we're heading into the hardest part of this level, in my opinion. We are going to Robertson's office.
From here. Talk to me, Grim.
Good. Now think about making this room a hostile environment for uninvited guests. I might need you to be on that system for a while, and I don't want you interrupted.
Remote detonation mines should do the trick.
Okay, so we're gonna set out some remote mines, but you'll see in a second, since I am not good at this room, and I decided to go with a loud loadout, that remote mine's not gonna make a difference.
Sam here. I'm looking at Robertson's system.
Perfect. Can you get me a back door?
Just like old times. You've got root access and a socket address.
Thanks. I'm setting up a capture so I can download everything he's got.
All of the EMP data is on there.
A couple of analysts I trust are looking forward to seeing it. Okay, Sam. The link is active and the pipe is full.
So I'm done here.
Not quite. I need you to babysit this from your end. If the connection goes, I can't re-establish it from here.
So, nobody else gets their hands on this box.
From what I'm seeing, that system could be used to shut down the site's connectivity. I'd be locked out and we'd be out of luck.
Then I'd better get ready. Company's coming.
So, this is a really tough room, for me at least. I don't know if anyone else had an easy time with it, but I lost that remote mine. I don't know why I threw a flashbang there. Oh, because I was going for a remote mine and I'm an idiot. The elevator is actually a lot easier once you realize you can throw in a frag grenade and just kill everyone. That's actually how I got an achievement for killing a lot of people at once with frag grenades.
You gonna give your blood to the site?
So yeah, I am using the P228, which is, as I said, it's unsilenced. This is one of the rare times I go with completely unsilenced, and it was probably a mistake. This was a really tough room. Also, every time you walk past the weapon stash there, you can get a free remote mine.
Move on out! Shit!
Or not a free remote mine, a free refill on your remote mines. But I also grab everything else. That's why I didn't cut out everything of those. This is a very loud part of the level. This is why I got the action tag. Might have gotten all three with this, or not. So, I did use the flashbang in this level, I just did not actually use it correctly.
Haven't lost the touch. Where's it coming from?
Looks like inside White Box, first floor. Blueprints show a large space, probably a test lab.
Right, I went through it. They store their test EMP there.
You might have to use it. Do whatever it takes, but cut that trace.
Okay, so apparently that conversation started in the middle of me checking the weapon stash and getting a new loadout that is not loud. Basically pulling out the silenced pistol. And
Vic,
she
I'm
said there
inside
was a
White
trace.
Box and I need a hand.
This should be good.
It is.
And Vic basically there said, I really messed this up. I'm sorry about that. And of course my audio from those sections is all fucked up, so basically here, because I did mess this up, and I feel really bad. I'm a terrible LP'er. But, basically here, he called Vic to say, hey, you know, could I blow up this EMP, and will it shut down everything inside, but not damage anything outside? And he said yes. So, of course, we're going to activate this EMP, and that's about it. There's not much else to say about it. I'm sorry I did not have that full conversation in the final edit, and at this point it's too late to edit it in because that's the part of my edit, my audio that I did mess up, which is really unfortunate. I don't know who he's even yelling at. I mean, everyone else is dead. And he's telling... Basically, it's like he's telling me he's still searching for me. And here we go, another cutscene.
I don't think so.
And here I am not knowing where to activate it.
Big man, hit the switch. Wow, yeah.
his last remark there is why he reminds me of Mr. Fire from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And that's also why he's a minor character, because he's dead within the first level that we learn his name. But that very much reminds me of Mr. Fire, who basically when the... If you haven't seen this movie, by the way, you should have already, so I'm not gonna bother not spoiling it. It's like 10 years old. Come on. But in the last moments, Mr. Fire also kind of goes, "Hey, you have a gun. Congratulations." And you know, this came out afterwards. I can kind of see them, you know, making some reference to him. And there you saw, I got a perfect headshot. Apparently these guys' helmets are bulletproof. Kudos to them. I was trying to draw out the enemies there. You're gonna see that kill a lot, by the way, me pushing them away. I do that a lot during this very last part. This is the very end of the level.
Whoa!
Let's take a
And I
walk.
tried to use the portable EMP correctly there.
Holy cow!
I think I'm done here, Grim. Maybe I'll go look for the guy I was talking about.
Lucius Galliard?
You know him?
Not directly, but let me get back to you on this. Don't go after him until I do. In the meantime, we'll have an analyst working on Robertson's data.